Hi there. Thanks so much for joining me this afternoon. I'm Brendan Filbert, Managing Partner with SalesWorks. I'm going to ask you a question. When was the last time you went on a coffee meeting and you walked away thinking you were going to get referrals from the professional that you met with? Think about the last time that happened. How many coffee meetings have you gone to where you walked away expecting to get business from them or expecting to get referrals? Now, let's think for just a minute about what we're expecting of our referral partners and whether or not that's realistic. We're also going to talk today about how to create all of the systems in your business in order to help you build relationships with people who can open those doors to great opportunities for you. Now, what I want you to think about for just a minute is 95% of salespeople don't follow up after the first meeting. Now, think about your coffee meetings that you go to. Do you go to a coffee meeting and then expect them to refer you business? Is that your expectation after meeting with them one time and investing an hour? Let's think about it from the other side of the coin. If you were going to ask someone for their business, for them to invest in you and your solution, on average, you have a buyer journey that is 8 to 22 touches or interactions. That's to win their business. Now, that 8 to 22 interactions that you're engaged with them, you're building trust, you're building credibility, and you're creating value for them to have the confidence that they can trust you with their problems, with their issues, and with their business. Now, think about how long it's taken you to grow your own business and your client base, and how diligently you work in order to find your customers, build that credibility with them and that environment of trust. Now, are you going to put that at risk with someone that you may not know very well, or you may not really understand exactly what they do, how they do, and how they do it? Probably not. So what I want to talk to you about today is how to create that funnel that is going to build value with your referral partners so that they can open doors to multiple opportunities. Because basically what you're asking them to do. So if you think about if it takes 8 to 22 interactions with a prospect to win their business, with a referral partner, you're actually asking them to invest more in you than just doing business with you. You're asking them to trust you with their most precious resource in their business, their livelihood. So if you're going to ask them for that, then you've got to make sure that you have the process in place in order to show them that you're going to make them look really good when that introduction is made. So what I want you to think about is when we go and meet with them for a cup of coffee, that is probably your second or third interaction with them. That's your opportunity to create value. How do you make sure that every single touch or every single opportunity you have to engage with that relationship is creating value and demonstrating the fact that you truly are about building relationships? Yesterday, we talked about how we talk about relationships and then approach them like transactions. I think sometimes we almost take it even to the extreme with that, with our referral partnerships. So what I want you to think about for just a few minutes is if you think about creating the systems or the funnels in your business in order to nurture prospects that are coming your way, what you have to think about is if this is 8 to 22 interactions for you to trust me, that I'm going to do a good job for you and I'm going to be a good investment. I'm going to provide a good return on that investment. What do I do during that 8 to 22 touches? And let me give you a hint. It had better never be a call that says, hey, just touching base, or I wanted to follow up, or how about the famous, I was checking in to see how things were going with you. Okay, that is not a good strategy on how to build value. That's wasting people's time. And we don't ever want to be guilty of wasting time for our prospects or our referral partners. So what I want you to think about is these interactions that you're going to have with a potential referral partner. You have to think about how we start at the very top of the funnel. This is where you're capturing this universe of professionals that could potentially refer you. Well, I want to share with you just one observation that I've had over the years. And I've been working with professionals on creating referral partnerships since about 2003. So I've been at this for a while. And I have had a whole lot of coffee meetings. And I've had a lot of clients with a lot of coffee meetings. And what we have found over the years is that 90% of the people that you meet with just aren't going to fit as referral partners. Now, in a lot of cases, it may be because they don't understand referrals. They don't look up and look around within their client base to look for other opportunities to bring you in. Maybe there's just not a fit. Maybe they're serving a client over here and you've got a client over here. So you're not even in the same universe. So knowing that about 90% of the referral relationships that you pursue probably aren't going to be a fit until you really start to refine and figure out exactly who the right people are. That's part of the reason I've suggested throughout my emails that you pick up the phone and you call someone, have that getting acquainted conversation to figure out if they're going to fit into that 10%, so that the only people that you meet with are they're in your forest. They're looking for the same opportunities you are. Okay, so we're going to make that assumption that the people that you're meeting with are looking for the same opportunities, and you think they get it. You think they understand that relationships are going to be a two-way street, but we have to help them understand what we can bring to them in their business. And we also have to help them recognize that they can trust us with their most valuable resource in their business. So how do we do that? What I want you to think about is when you create this journey for your referral partners, I call it an onboarding process. You want the onboarding process to, first of all, explore what the opportunity is, exactly where and how you're going to fit into their business, how you're going to enhance their solution, how you can help them close more opportunities, and how you can help them keep and retain their current business so that you are one of their risk management strategies. Now, what I just did is I brought us from the big universe up here at the top of when you first capture an opportunity, and then we brought it down to where we've got this really narrow niche of professionals. Now, recognize that your best referral partners, it doesn't take you very many in order to have an amazing prospecting machine that's working on your behalf. I have many clients that may have anywhere from 4 to 6 amazing partners. I've got one attorney that I work with that has more than a $3 million book of business with only 3 referral partners. But it's because he has a very narrow niche and he works with professionals that have to have him as a solution in order to deliver great value for their clients. Now, that's what I want you to think about, is when you're thinking about what this universe looks like, you want to make it so easy for somebody to recognize, I have got to have them in my base of relationships because they're going to make me look good. That's the first place that it starts, is they have to answer the question of, am I going to look good through making this introduction? Now, I'm going to talk to you for just a minute about a few of the things to not do, because all too often what I find is that we make more mistakes. There's so much of this that if you just show up and do what you say you will do, you're going to find amazing opportunities coming your way because people just have forgotten how to do that. They don't remember that, hey, it's going to take me some time. It's going to take some effort. I'm going to have to invest in this relationship. I'm going to have to demonstrate to them that I can create opportunities for them, and it makes sense for them to invest their effort with me for reciprocation. So that's what we have to think about as you're thinking about building these funnels and building these opportunities and these nurture sequences. And I'm going to tell you just a really quick story to help you understand exactly how this process works. Mark is one of my financial advisors that I started working with at the very beginning of this year. And Mark engaged in one of my programs. And now Mark does really good work. And he's within an award-winning firm. And he's actually been on the wholesale side. So he's been in the product side for a lot of years, and he really knows the industry inside and out. So he had more than 10 years of experience, and now he's moved into finding business and in a production mode. Well, one of the things that Mark found out when he dove into this process is that he really had to demonstrate the value of what he was able to bring to his clients and to his referral partners. And he had to demonstrate that very early, and he had to solve problems for his clients. So what Mark did is Mark designed a nurture sequence that basically looked at all of the questions that your clients or in your prospects have when they first engage with you. What are all of their obstacles and what are their deep-seated fears? Where have they heard bad things happening in the past to other people who have made the wrong decision in who to trust as a financial advisor? So he took all that information in, and then he designed his nurture sequence based on what were the stages that the prospects took through the buyer journey. He also took his referral partners through. One of the interesting things that he found is at the end of 90 days, once he pulled all of those prospects in, engaged with the nurture sequence, his sales increased by over 30% from this year's production to over last year's production. And now the other thing that he's discovered is that referral partners now are consistently opening the door for him over his competitors, because now they're talking about what they really see demonstrated throughout his capabilities and what he can bring to the table. So recognize that what I'm talking to you about building, it's not just about how to go have another coffee meeting. Because we can do a great job at that coffee meeting. We can be engaging, we can be warm, we can be friendly. We're the life of the party. We can be salespeople, right? Okay, the problem is that really isn't going to build relationships. That may have someone that says, hey, I like them. And then you're going to go into the happy hour file, which is where you fit under that no pay time activity if they don't see the immediate opportunity and how they can build or enhance their current service through working with you. So what you have to think about is every single one of those interactions that you have with your best prospects and with your referral partners, you have to think about how you create value. And I'm going to give you a hint, because I promised you I was going to talk to you about some of the things to not do. What not to do is don't just spend the entire meeting talking about where you went to school or where they went to school or how many kids you have or how many kids they have or where they went on vacation. You really have to demonstrate the fact that you are a valuable resource for them in their business. So you need to get to that point quickly. So every conversation that you have with them, you need to show them what you are capable of and that you're about relationships, which means you need to be investing in them and you need to help them help you. So first thing is, when you're diving into that meeting, this is not just about you. This is about understanding where and how you create value. So what you need to be sure that you're doing is really understanding their business. So this is not about showing up and giving them your best pitch deck. I can't tell you how many times I get phone calls from people saying, yeah, you connected me to that person. Well, we went to a coffee meeting and oh, Brendan, that was the biggest waste of time. All they did was talk about them and their business and their services and what they did. They very clearly demonstrated that they're not about really understanding what's going on in a relationship and how to create more and better opportunities. So what you have to think about is you have to think about every step of how you build relationships and how you understand who they are, what they do, what makes them different, how do they deliver. You need to understand that those can be game-changing relationships for you, and you can be game-changing for them. And now to do that, that means you need to change the rules of how you have probably been approaching referral partners and how you've been approaching even your prospects, because more than 85% of sales are made after the 12th contact. I hope you got that stat, 85%. Now the question is, if you think about your current process for engaging referral partners, 12 contacts, what are you going to do? How do you create value? because that's the important part of your buyer journey that your referral partners are going on, because you are asking them to trust you, again, with their most valuable resource. Their biggest asset to their business is their client base in a lot of cases. And we want to make sure that we are always creating just this environment of trust. And so my suggestion for you today is to really think about what your current journey is and make sure that you are engaging, you are demonstrating what you do, you're building value, and you are building opportunities to enhance your referral partner services. This isn't just about they do their thing and you do yours. You want to make sure that you create this bridge where together you are a stronger solution than you are separately. All right. Now, I've given you some information today, and you're probably thinking, okay, this is all good. Now, what do I do? How do I do this? Well, what I'm going to share with you is that I encourage you to really look at this as understanding your client's buyer journey. And the more you understand the buyer journey of your perfect prospect and design all of your systems to support that buyer journey, the faster you're going to get to opportunities. And I can teach you how to do that. I have clients over the years, I've worked with more than 300 professionals that have generated over $200 million in new business based on the concepts that I'm talking to you about today. Understand, I'm not that creative. I'm just a really good observer. And I'm also really good at recognizing what it is that causes one professional to win where another one doesn't. And then I'm good at teaching you how to create those systems in your business so that you can lead to success over and over and over in your business. Now, I've got a workshop that's going to be kicking off here within the next few days. So tomorrow is the deadline to jump in. And I'm going to be talking to you one more time tomorrow. And we're really going to be diving into where social selling and thought leadership can play a pivotal role in creating value during this buyer journey. So I'm going to ask that you dive in for one more conversation with me so that you see the opportunity. But I am going to give you just a little bit of a bonus if you jump in today and join me on this next journey. I have one of my fantastic clients and great referral partners who's going to help you solve a very compelling challenge that most of the professionals that I work with encounter. And that's, how do you make all this fit into an 8-hour workday? She's going to be talking about where you make the wrong decisions about your time and about the relationships and the tasks that you do based on what's going on up here and not what's going to create the best outcome for you. So she's going to talk about how to stop that self-sabotage. And that's going to be one of my free bonus offers, is she's going to give you 3 keys to make sure that you have the right activities in the right time. So that's one of the things that I'm going to give you if you sign up today. So I'll be sending out a link a little bit later to this recording, as well as all of the information about the program. And I would love to have you on board the Productive Prospecting Express. I want to thank you so much for your time today. And I want to also encourage you to always remember you can get anything you want in the world as long as you help enough other people get what they want. Have a great day, and I wish you good selling. Take care.